Good morning. It is 8:43 a.m. on Sunday, October 10th, 2021. Hello, little dog. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I didn't just get up. This is 5 more minutes. So I did wake up, and as predicted yesterday, I felt better over the course of the day. And now this morning I kind of felt a little bleh again. I think part of what's going on, I suspect that the issue ultimately is allergies, which I tend to get periodically, or it could be something like a cold. But essentially, the primary symptom is sinus congestion, which gets worse when I lie down. So that's kind of why I think I am I don't sleep especially well. I wake up feeling bad, but then over the course of the day, it kind of drains and lessens. But I'm okay. But so the key point is, I was right yesterday that I felt better as the day went on. I suspect the same will be today, true today. But I also didn't just get up, and what I mean by that is that for whatever reason, I was just not feeling up to talking quite right away. So I actually went in and I did a little bit more work on my Lego Coliseum set. And I actually have a little bit to show for it because this piece is kind of self-contained and sturdy enough that I can kind of separate it and carry it out and just show on the camera a little bit. Now, to be clear, this is not the tall part of the Colosseum. If you know, I don't have a handy picture of the real Roman Colosseum, but I suspect if you're watching this, you have means through which you could find such a thing. Um, Now, sort of just noticed one little part that was a little bit crooked. And so you can see that each of these segments is assembled individually, and then they connect together using these little ball and joint um, connections, and it makes it pretty sturdy, which is good. This is a model that kind of requires it to be sturdy, but you can kind of see how they connect there. And I like how the fact that it's slightly narrower at the front, meaning it's four total, or rather three total pegs wide at the front and four at the back is just enough to produce that curvature. See? And I'm pretty pleased with it. But one thing that's interesting, I think, to note is that somewhat predictably, a model of this type, and this section in particular, involves a fair amount of repetitive building. Like each one of these sections is mostly the same. There are some subtle differences. For example, you can see there's alternating change in the front, but mostly it's the same. And so one of the things that does is it makes the build perhaps less exciting during those repetitive parts. But given that a big part of what I enjoy about the big Lego sets is that it can become kind of meditative. And it's something to do with my hands. It requires enough of my attention that I have to really concentrate and pay attention to follow each step correctly in order for the model to come together correct at the end. And so it kind of is a very calm, orderly, controllable meditation, and I'm enjoying it. And so I got up this morning and I worked on that a little bit, and I put the Ori and the Blind Forest, which is a video game soundtrack, on, which is some lovely music, and was just working on that a little bit this morning, and it was a good time. It was a good time for sure. So, just in other news, we had another session of Root last night, and I think it went really well. Certainly, as expected, we got a little bit more action this time. And I think with more action came more uses of the rules, which is helping the players feel a little bit more comfortable in the system, which is good. And it was a good time. Now the video, I don't think as of the recording of this video, the video on demand for session 2 isn't on YouTube yet because there seems to be some disconnect between Twitch and YouTube at the moment in the way I normally export it. But I'm working on it. Like I have another way that I can get it. It'll just take some time. So you can do that, or you could head on over to twitch.tv/Christiana Ellis and watch the VOD there. But in the meantime, though, I will leave it there and talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.